Content creation may seem like a breeze. However, behind the scenes, it's an art that demands skill, dedication, and unwavering creativity. So join me as I share my personal journey and provide you 5 tips that are going to help you be a better content creator or just get started. Back whenever I was creating content, there weren't really a lot of people that I was following as far as giving me tips or advice. And some of the content that was out there was just kind of like generic. I mean, I could watch 5 videos and it would all be the same, or they weren't relevant to me. I did everything on my own. I had to test everything out. I had to do things that worked and I had to do things that didn't work. So the first thing is to define your audience. So how do you do that? In order to define your audience, you have to know what subject or what niche of content you're in. But I don't want to really talk about what niche. I want to talk about how do you find that niche. And it starts with asking a question. If you strip everything away, who are you? So you got Joe. He's a chef and he's been a chef for about 8 years, and he picked up a hobby of playing the drums, and he's been playing maybe 2 years. 2 years you can learn a lot, but as a chef of 8 years, you know a whole lot more. Now he can make a decision to make content based off drumming or content based off of a chef. What do you think he should do? I would highly recommend to make content that you are 100% knowledgeable of and have a foundation to be able to teach others, because essentially you are bringing value to people. And if you're faking it, and if you're a drummer over here trying to educate future drummers and you get some real drummers who come by, they're going to be able to spot the fake right away. Now, I'm not saying don't make content and don't experiment, but just know that you have to be knowledgeable in what you are teaching, because content is teaching. That's the easiest and fastest way to grow. Now, yes, you don't have to educate people. You can entertain as well, and we'll get a little bit into that later. However, me personally, I'm not a funny person. My wife says I'm not funny. She never laughs at any of my jokes. It would not be in my interest to make content based off of memes, jokes, and humor, because I wouldn't be very successful. I know that for a fact. So tip number 2 is to plan and organize your content. It is extremely important to do that. You want to develop a content strategy and a calendar and stick to that calendar. This is going to help you stay consistent and have a steady flow with your content so your audience can continue to enjoy and expect you to have content coming forth. You definitely want to plan ahead, brainstorm, and outline your content to be clear and concise. For instance, I have this entire video just scripted out. Now I'm reading it. It's keeping me in a brainstorming mindset, because I don't want to be reading this just generically off of this. That's no fun. I want to be able to still provide some knowledge off the top of my head, some things that just kind of come through from my heart. That's just how I am. But you definitely want to have an outline so that you can keep the same context throughout the video or whatever short content that you're making. Kind of something added to this is whenever you create your calendar, do not expect that you're going to be making content like every day or posting every day. You got to take some time. So what I would recommend is if you can make one piece of content for every 2 weeks. If you can do that, then make content one time for every week. And then if you get a little bit faster, get a little bit better, then you can do maybe it's 2 pieces of content per week. And then if you get a better flow, and add on to that. Me personally, I was making content once a week, and with YouTube, you got to do a lot of editing. You have to do a lot of filming, especially if you're doing unboxings and tutorials in the manner that I do. So it takes me a little bit longer. There's also been times where I've not been able to make any content every week, so I switched to every 2 weeks. Then I got a job and I was like, what the heck am I gonna do? So then I kind of made a pivot. I was making short form content every week and making a long form content once a month. Understand that as long as you're making content and you're staying true to your calendar, you're being consistent. Don't worry about the viewers liking it, not liking it, making any comments or so forth. Don't worry about that. Worry about sticking to your calendar and doing what you said. So planning and organizing is going to be a huge help in keeping your stress levels down in times of not being able to make content, because you can just simply look at your calendar and make adjustments as needed. Now, number 3 is my favorite, and I can argue with anyone over this because I am a true success over this, and it is quality over quantity. However, we go back to number 2 and being consistent. It's a huge deal because you can be consistent, you can show up every day and you will win. However, there are those like myself who focus on the quality of content versus the quantity of content. People say, yes, the best camera to use is your phone because you have it readily available. If I wanted to pick this up, use the camera, post something, hello, my name is blah, 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 content, and I can post it. That is one post in my day. But is it actually beneficial? Did I put time into structuring the content? Did I put time into making sure that my lighting and my audio was set up correctly? Or do I just, which I actually have is when I use my phone, I have my hand underneath the microphone and it's always making a stupid sound. So even though it is easy, what type of creator do you want to be? High value, high quality, or do you want to be a content creator that can just pick their phone and just do whatever? Not dogging on anyone because there are people surpassing me with just being straight up consistent. Like they post the exact same thing, they're consistent, they are growing super fast, and there's nothing wrong with that. But me personally, at the level, you can see how many subscribers I have. You can see how many followers I have on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. And it's really not that much compared to other people. However, I'm still getting the brand deals. I'm still making the new content creation friends. People are noticing the quality that I'm outputting. So quality at the end of the day will always win. If I do this for 5 years and someone else who's consistently making content every day, I guarantee you that I will be lasting longer than them because they will get burnt out. So focus on your quality, making sure everything, all aspects, not just your production, but the actual structure of your content as well is well put together. And going back to your calendar, you have a structure as well. That's quality, okay? That's quality. You're putting your time and you're putting your energy and you're making a structure of content. Don't think that just having a fancy camera is quality. There's a structure of quality that people will also see. Number 4 is going to be a little bit more work, but it's definitely going to help you in the long run, and that is engaging with your audience. I can't tell you how many friends I've made just from my own comment section, and I've seen people who weren't making content now making content, and it's just kind of inspiring to be able to create these relationships just from a comment section. Some people would think that engaging with your audience doesn't do anything, but I can tell you it really does. I have the same people watching my videos, commenting on them, showing the same support and love, and that's what you want. They also introduce the culture for new viewers to your content, and you definitely want to be able to show your new viewers that, hey, there is a community and everyone here is like a huge part of it. But as for the feedback, maybe it can help you make even better content. I've had some videos that the audio was completely just trashed and I got called out for it. And with those comments, it helped me identify that I need to spend a little bit more time with my audio. So let me tweak this and let me turn the music down here, because a lot of times when we're editing and we're so tunnel vision, we only see what we want to see. We only hear what we want to see. But at the end of the day, it's what the viewer wants and how they receive it. So engaging with your audience is going to be huge. So make sure you're doing that. Tip number 5 is to continuously grow. Look at all the big YouTubers or content creators. See where their success started and see where they are now. Have they changed? Are they doing anything different? And if so, how did it benefit them? I think a lot of times we're scared as creators to try something new, but the moment we do something new, it actually picks up. We're learning so much on a daily basis when we're creating content, and we're learning so much about ourselves. Things change. For instance, I started this YouTube channel just off of PC builds, and then we started doing more actual reviews, and then I was doing peripherals, and it kind of just grew. Now, because I have more knowledge in camera gear and production and audio, you're gonna start seeing more camera tutorials. You're gonna see how to make YouTube videos, because now I know how to make YouTube videos, and it's just part of my growth. I want to share my growth. So you'll see a shift in this channel. It's still going to stay basically the same because I'm not changing as a person, but you're going to be receiving more knowledge from me the more that I learn. And that's what you as a creator, the more you learn, you want to give that to your audience. But if I can end this off with just a few words, just remember that content creation is a journey. So be patient, be persistent, but most importantly, be passionate about this craft.